Hey guys, so I am on my rooftop in the evening in Mexico City and it is October 7th, 2020. And so today is actually my birthday. So I thought I would share with you some of the things that I'm gonna work on. I'm turned 34, so I'm gonna work on these until I'm 35. And I'll probably continue working on them the entire time. So one of the first things I do is I gratitude journal every day. And I just thank God for the things that I want to see happen in my life. And I truly believe that they are happening. And when I do that, it sets my intention and it really switches my view of really what I am looking for in my day. And so every single day, I always thank God, like, thank you for making me wiser. Thank you for making me more youthful. Thank you for making me kinder. Thank you for making me more generous. Thank you for making me more successful in my business. And I just do that. So one of the things I'm going to do this year is to not take things personal, because I feel like a lot of the upsets we have, or at least I experience in life, I've taken things really personal. And especially when you're grieving and stuff like that, you're extra sensitive, so you take everything really personal. And I think when you are able to allow yourself that space to separate yourself from that person and not take their actions personal anymore, and you can just see it as like, maybe they're just frustrated or whatever, it takes the edge out of you. And at the end of the day, the only person that's negatively affected is you by someone else's actions. Like, come on, it's you. So that's one of the things I'm trying to do, is not take things so personal. And also to know that I am not going to be liked by everyone. And that's okay, because at the same time, I think as women, we kind of get caught in this thing of like, we have to like everyone. And I'm going to lean towards just listening to my intuition more. And I don't have to like everyone. And it's okay not to like everyone. It's not okay to not be kind to everyone. So that's one thing, is to always be kind to everyone. But you don't have to like everyone and keep them in your circle. So that kind of leads me to being kind at all times. I'm going to work on being kind no matter what. Even if you are the meanest person in the world, and I am so entitled, to be mean to you, or to not, just to talk shit on you or anything, but I'm going to come from a place of kindness, because that's who I am, and it doesn't reflect on you. This reflects on me. So not take anything personal, always come from a place of kindness, and then wisdom being my number one focus. So I'm going to do everything in my power to be as wise as possible. I'm going to soak up as much knowledge as I can, experience as many things as I can. And another huge thing is to learn everything I can about money and how I can make money work for me. I don't want to give my power away to money. Money is an inanimate object. It's so silly that we give our power away to it when we can have control over where we place our power, right? And so the more knowledge we have, the less we give it our power. So I want to be as knowledgeable about money as physically possible. Another thing is that I can do hard things. This is the second birthday for me that I lost my dad, and I can do hard things. My mom's still, I don't really have a family. My mom is alive, and it's always one of those things where I'm always like, I wonder if she'll text me or not on my birthday. And she did not this year. And this year she didn't, because she owes me money. But if I'm gonna not take anything personal, it has nothing to do with me that she didn't text me, And I can do hard things. And if I push through knowing that I can do hard things, that thing that I'm pushing past that I thought was so hard isn't hard anymore, right? Because I accomplished it. I pushed past it. I did it. So that means the next hard thing I can get over, and I can accomplish that too. And so the constant thing is I can do hard things. So I was doing yoga today, and I'm not a huge yoga person. I mean, obviously COVID, we've all fallen out of our fitness routines, and it's been a lot more difficult for all of us. But I've never been someone that's been like, oh, I can do like a handstand or any of that stuff. And today I was like, you know what? I just picked a random Peloton yoga, and it happened to be handstands, which I am not good at. I've never done one. I'm terrified of falling. And I just kept repeating, I can do hard things. And you know what? I did crow pose for the first time ever. Did I hold it for only a few seconds? Of course. But just even being able to do that, like, I can do hard things. In the loft that we're staying in, it's eight like floors, but really every condo has 2 to 3 floors. So when you climb the stairs, you're doing like 20 floors. And so I've been going up and down the stairs and not using the elevator. And literally I get to floor 2, which is like maybe 5 flights of stairs. And I'm like, F this, I'm gonna take the elevator. And then I just go, I can do hard things. I know I can do them because I've done it before. And then I push past it, and guess what? When you get to like floor 6, whatever, just keep going. So that's another one, is just to remember I can do hard things. And that leads me into being comfortable with discomfort. We all love comfort, right? And during COVID, a lot of our creature comforts definitely got taken away. And especially when you're grieving, it's definitely a very uncomfortable time. If you were furloughed from your job, or maybe your marriage is falling apart right now, you have a breakup, this is like really uncomfortable. It's super uncomfortable. You almost wish you could just wish it away, right? You just wish you could just somehow numb it out and get rid of it. And I want to encourage you that you can get through this, because in that discomfort, and I can prove that within my life, is where you'll have the most growth. So if you can persevere and know that you are resilient and you are strong, and you can become comfortable in the discomfort, knowing that it's such a short amount of time. The pain is so fleeting, but you just got to get through it. You can do anything, because you're always going to have something that comes across in your life that's going to be uncomfortable, and you're going to want to run away from it. You're going to want to make every excuse not to do it, and you can get through it. And once you went through one thing, you can do anything. Like, I did 20 flights of stairs. Could I have done 21? Of course. So I can get comfortable in that discomfort. Another thing I'm going to work on is being really, really, really cognizant and aware of the people I spend time with. I work a lot, and I really value my time working. And I value my relationships with my clients. And I value my self-care time a tremendous amount, because if anything I've learned through losing my dad was that by taking that time for myself to heal, I was able to show up for other people. And it actually made me far more successful when I was able to show up for myself, because I could show up for others. And I could be present for them, and I could be aware, and I'm not going to be reactive, because have felt all my emotions, and I'm not going to unleash on someone. And so I'm now going to become more aware of the people I keep relationships with and spend time with and share my hopes and dreams with, because not everyone's going to share your hopes and your dreams, especially if you're an entrepreneur, because we've lived a very different life by choosing to do something where I don't get an hourly pay, and I've taken on all the responsibilities for my job. And for my business being successful. That's crazy, right? And so being able to be with other people that are successful and surround myself with them, because then they can pour into me and I can pour into them. Being really aware of that, and also knowing that if we are the average of the 5 people we hang out with most, if you hang out with 5 successful people, you're going to be the 6th. If you hang out with 5 people that are complaining and give up easily, you'll be the 6th. If you hang out with 5 people that all they do is party, you'll be the 6th. And I don't have time for that in my life. So being really aware of how much energy and time I invest in other people, and if it's something that in the end will be beneficial to me or not. And also being able to share my ideas with them, because I don't want to share my ideas with someone that doesn't get it and then they shit all over it. That doesn't feel good either. Also, this kind of goes hand in hand, because I no longer, and I I am by far the worst dater in the entire world. I probably haven't had a boyfriend for like 7 years. So take this with a grain of salt. But I don't want to look at people as consumers. Like, we look at people as consumers. Dating websites are consumerism. Like, how does this serve me? I don't, and I know that kind of is contradictory with the average of the 5 people you keep. I'm mostly talking about like negative people. If people are super negative and they're gonna shit on your ideas, don't hang out with them. But in the dating world, it's more consumerism. I don't want to do that anymore. I'm not participating in looking at people as what I can get out of them, or that just isn't what I'm interested in, you know? So that's just me. And also in regards to dating, and just in general, is having a very hyper-focused, detailed list of what I'm looking for in like a partner, in my friends, in clients, in what I want to see in my business and future employees, where I want to spend my money, how I spend my money, just being really, really, really specific on it. And then I'm being picky, because we don't have a lot of time to waste trying to fix people. And if I'm leveling up, I want the people around me to be leveling up as well. This is the bottom line. Another thing is focusing on the present moment. It's super hard when you look back and it's hard not to do, right? When you have something that you've lost, like a job or a boyfriend or girlfriend or marriage or a child or a family member. It's really hard not to look back and keep trying to relive the past. But in reliving the past, you think of it as you're remembering them, right? But there's this fine line between living in the past and not being present for the future, and not being present in the moment right now. And sometimes when you're grieving, it feels like you're so present in this moment right now, you've forgotten that person. And then you start feeling really guilty and a lot of shame about it. And so that's something I'm working on, is like only focusing on the present moment. I can love my dad. And it doesn't mean that I forget him, because I'm living my life. So being really present in what's happening now, because we don't get this moment back, and the past has already happened, we can't change it. But this moment right now, we have it. The future is the future. It's tomorrow. We can loosely plan what we want that to look like. That's just setting goals and having intentions, but actually being really focused on the here and now, putting our phones away, being connected to the people that we love, the person that's sitting across from us. One huge thing I did is I turned off my notifications for everything. So I don't get notifications on my Instagram. I don't get notifications from my email. I don't get notifications from my texts until a specific amount of time that I set that I'm allowed to check it. And the amount of stress relief I've gotten from that, and just freedom, and actually being able to just enjoy the moment. So that's something I'm definitely working on, is being present for her here, the now, right now. Sorry, I wrote all these down when I was journaling. So, another one is guarding my me time no matter what. Sometimes I slip into like, oh, I'll work at 9. So it's a running joke. I only work 3 days a week doing hair. I work from 11 to 7. So sometimes and my mornings are sacred to me. That's where I meditate. That's when I gratitude journal. That's when I work out. That's when I listen to podcasts. That's when I like set my tone for the rest of my day. And lately I have been making it okay to work later or work earlier. And so I'm going, and because of COVID, because it was just like, well, I don't know when I can work again. Like, I don't know when the governor's going to decide to lock everything out in California or whatever. So it's making that time my sacred time, that no one gets to infringe on it. Because if you don't show up for yourself, no one's going to show up for you. It's the biggest one. You don't show up for yourself, no one's showing up for you. And to be honest, like, if we outline exactly the person, the counterpart, or the person we want to be, or the person we want to spend our life with, how are we living that out? Because if I'm expecting a man to come into my life and I want him to be emotionally healthy, goal-oriented, physically healthy, wise with his money, I have to live all those things out in myself as well. Because if he's a healthy guy and I'm not doing all these things that are healthy for me, why would he want me? So we have to live out those things for ourselves and what we want to seek in other people and the other people that we want to have in our life. And also, I have an anxiety, just like I have anxiety. I always have. And so by making self-care my primary focus and relaxation, something that enables me to be healthier, then I won't have anxiety. I won't have all these things. And I have to build that into my life because no one's going to build it for me. So I have a quote, and it's, who you believe you are and who you want to be is reflected in where you put your time and your energy. So that is my quote for this year. Who you believe you are and who you want to be is reflected in where you put your time and energy. So thanks for welcoming me to 34 in this wild year of 2020. And I hope that this gives you a little bit of insight into just different ways that you can maybe help yourself, and just being able to listen to your intuition more, or knowing that self-care isn't selfish, and you give yourself grace. I think that's another big one. It's just to give yourself grace. We're all learning how to function in this world, and especially when you've experienced a lot of loss, you got to give yourself grace. So I hope you guys have a great day. Check out this amazing view behind me. And get out and travel and live your life to its fullest. Also, leave a review or share this with a friend that you think will benefit from it. I think it'd be actually really cool if you got a group together and you guys work through it. Like if you had like a mastermind of friends and you could kind of powwow and go through like what your personal goals are, what your counterpart looks like, or any of those things. I think it'd be really cool. You can also hold each other accountable to how you guys want to show up and live for your life. So I hope you have a great day. Thanks.